Sarkodie is coming.
Yes.
Would he perform?
No, he's Pepe, so I don't think he will.
Sarkodie is Pepe.
Yeah, he's Pepe. We told him to do some small freestyle. He didn't do anything.
In the film?
On the space, on the Twitter space.
He didn't do it.
No.
So you just watched an interview Yvonne Nelson did about Sarkodie, saying that Sarkodie is Pepe, is stingy, and has refused to do things for Yvonne Nelson. We mostly didn't understand Yvonne Nelson because we thought that Sarkodie, as we've all generalized him to be stingy. But turns out that Yvonne Nelson has done something with Sarkodie about 13 years ago. So Yvonne Nelson really knows about Sarkodie, and even forced Yvonne Nelson to do an abortion because he was not ready to man up to the pregnancy. This is the big trend, and today we are learning behind the times on English with Professor Fifi. So please do well and subscribe. So Yvonne Nelson has come out with a book, I Am Not Yvonne Nelson, which has captured a lot of secret about her life and a lot of secret in work as well. So one of them was Sarkodie. She had something to do with Sarkodie way back in 2010. You remember when Sarkodie's career has just kick-started. Sarkodie came into the scene around 2008, but around 2010 was the originality of his career, which he started winning awards and stuff. So in 2010, Yvonne Nelson and Sarkodie had something to do, and it resulted in a pregnancy. Sarkodie didn't man up to it. He was facing his career, and he was also facing Yvonne Nelson. And at that time, Yvonne Nelson was also fresh into the industry. So both of them, what is the best solution? Since Sarkodie did less, Yvonne Nelson carried all the burden on herself, and she got the pregnancy terminated. And in the book of I Am Not Yvonne Nelson, this is what she captured, and I'm going to read what she captured in the book for you. So in the book, she said, I had gone for pregnancy tests to confirm what becomes the most obvious conclusion for a sexual active young woman who misses her monthly flow. I was in the company of Karen, and when the test result was ready, I wasn't strong enough to open it. She did and declared the verdict. Charlie, it did there. On an ordinary day, I would have laughed out loud, and that would trigger a string of jolly conversations and jokes, but this was no longer a laughing matter. It was a grim piece of information that was capable of turning my world upside down. I was not the only one responsible for the situation, so I called a man whose potency had germinated in me. His name is Michael Owusu-Addo, a renowned Ghanaian musician who is better known as Sarkodie. Sarkodie was a battle musician with the potential to become one of the biggest artists in Ghana and beyond. At that time, however, future looked uncertain, and with his way of the maze of life still compared to 4G to predict. Success was not guaranteed. He was still living with his mother and was not ready to carry a burden while he was being carried by his mother. I wasn't called what had developed between us a serious relationship. I wouldn't call what had developed between us a relationship. I gravitated toward the people in the music industry for the longest time in my life. Music was my gateway from all the unpleasant things life threw at me. So I liked his talent. We started talking and got closer. So she also went ahead to say that the first thing that hit me when he said no to keeping the pregnancy was my own life. I had grown up without a father in my life. I had often been reminded of how I had been born by mistake. I was still wondering if the man whose name I bear was my father. How was I going to bring another human being into this world to live like me? Someone whose father would reject him or her as Mr. Nelson had rejected me? If there was a way to spare somebody else the trauma I was contending with why would I reject the option, especially when I was not. Charlie. So that was Yvonne Nelson for you. Sarkodie's life was unpredictable back then, 2010. And then now, look at Sarkodie's level. So do you think that if Yvonne Nelson had kept the pregnancy, that would have been a best decision? Or that was really going to influence the career she's got and the career Sarkodie also has got? To me, this is a life lesson. We shouldn't judge Sarkodie. Written in the Bible. If you've not sinned before, cast the stone. So Charlie, Sarkodie is not a saint. Nobody is a saint. He's got a past. This is a past, but I think he didn't manage the situation well. That is why Yvonne Nelson is out today. So you should learn from it. Okay? We should all learn from it. We cannot predict what is going to happen in the future. If Sarkodie knew that this is going to be his future, definitely he would have man up to this. So please, we shouldn't judge him. We shouldn't at all. But Charlie, this is going to shake Sarkodie and his family. It'll be a little bit of shake up. But hey, he is going to be fine. Besides, Yvonne Nelson and Sarkodie are still in a good relationship. But this is going to be some kind of shaky. So that's it. Charlie, up next is English with Professor Fifi. Fifi, and today we are looking at the expression behind the times. So behind the times is described as someone who is old-fashioned and has an ideas which is outdated. So somebody who does things old-fashioned and always don't want to be in the future or don't want to be in this era. The person is being described as behind the times or behind the times. So an example is, it is shame his parents don't understand it from his point of view. They are really behind the times. Example number 2 of behind the times is, the way of governing in Ghana is behind the times. Example number 3, the whole country is behind the times when it comes to managing our environment. Thank you, and I hope you've learned something today. So today we learned about behind the times. Thank you.